The HSC trials this week reminded me of the choice I made as a young teenager. I loved history, but I opted to study science, which I also loved, to increase my career options. It's a choice I don't regret, and I believe that it's more important than ever for the next wave of Australian scientists to be inspired and excited about joining the science community. Young people today have fantastic scientific role models like John O'Sullivan, who invented Wi-Fi while working with CSIRO, and Professor Elizabeth Helen Blackburn, who was awarded a Nobel Prize for her work on cellular aging. More recently, the efforts of Professor Karen Canfell and Professor Marion Saville AM have resulted in Australia being on track to be the first country globally to eliminate cervical cancer. It would be the first cancer ever eliminated, which indeed is a remarkable achievement. According to Marion Saville, who is the Executive Director for the Australian Centre for the Prevention of Cervical Cancer, having high rates of vaccination, a leading HPV screening program, and testing by laboratories accredited to international standards is the reason Australia is a world leader in this area. Australia really is a lucky country. Every day we take for granted the safety and quality of the food we eat, the water we drink, the houses and buildings we live and work in. But this doesn't happen by chance. Products need to be tested to ensure they meet quality and safety standards. As we mark National Science Week, it's the right time to shine a light on the often unacknowledged community of scientists who are part of the hidden infrastructure supporting our way of life. Today, science touches everything in our lives, and testing is science in action. So what is that hidden infrastructure that's so vital to our way of life? Firstly, you need organisations like Standards Australia to develop and document the standards with which products and services must comply. Those standards may also describe the testing that is required to show that a product meets its specifications. And then you need facilities to perform the testing or measurements. There are many thousands of laboratories in Australia providing testing services. For example, testing specific products such as food or building materials, or providing testing such as pathology testing or forensic testing. It is worth noting that in Australia we have a peak national laboratory that can perform measurements and tests to the highest levels of accuracy, the National Measurement Institute. The third pillar in this invisible infrastructure is accreditation through bodies such as NATA. Accreditation provides assurance that testing facilities comply with international standards of best practice and are competent to perform testing. This in turn ensures that test results are accurate and can be relied on. Our accreditation process relies on peer review of laboratories by a network of volunteer subject matter experts such as scientists and engineers who share their expertise for the greater good of our society. What a laboratory looks like has evolved too. While there's still very important work taking place in rooms using a lot of glassware and Bunsen burners, the spectrum of testing technology has advanced significantly. For example, testing facilities are using automation to process samples more efficiently and artificial intelligence to interpret results more effectively. Testing can now be performed at the point of sample collection with high levels of accuracy, saving time and cost. The outputs are different too. Testing may not necessarily produce a definitive result. It could produce data that is used to produce a scientific model or an interpretation. The storage of biological material and data in biobanks is another area which is growing in importance. As an example, Monash University is one of only 5 accredited biobanks in the world. Accreditation of biobanks gives researchers confidence in the integrity and provenance of its samples by ensuring the collection, handling, analysis and storage of all its specimens or data is of the highest standard. Through biobanks, Monash University is doing some amazing research into breast cancer using 30,000 samples of tissue, some collected decades ago. The work has already revealed previously unknown genetic mutations in women with and without a family history of the disease. The proliferation of technology and our global interconnectedness makes accreditation more important than ever. Standards Australia tells us there will be more than 4,000 new standards across emerging technologies in coming years. At NATA, our challenge will be to ensure that accreditation can support these new standards to continue to provide assurance for consumers that the results being produced are not only relevant, but can be relied on. Some of our quiet Australian achievers celebrate milestones this year, with Standards Australia marking its centenary and NATA celebrating its 75th anniversary. Scientific breakthroughs have underpinned our quality of life, our economic prosperity, and our confidence as a nation. So we can be grateful that we live in a country that's responsible for pioneering the safety and assurance of what we take for granted every day. Science is everywhere and permeates every area of our life. For those seeking a future in science, the possibilities are unlimited. Whether you're using chemistry to assist with colour palette development in interior design, or biology to help your favourite sports team with their fitness goals, there really is no limit. Choosing science as a career opens doors. I chose science because I wanted to contribute positively to our society, and it continues to be an incredibly rewarding career. It is important we use events like National Science Week to inspire the next wave of Australian scientists. I can't wait to see what together we can achieve. And for those who are interested, NATA has produced a list of 75 facts that you never knew about accreditation.